Hey, we're back here in the Fly Lab, and so for today's pattern, I'm going to be doing a PMD style fly. This works really great as a PMD emerger and floats really well at the top of the surface because I'm using a stiff hackle. You could do a soft hackle on this as well, but I like it in a stiff hackle. For the thread, we're going to be using a yellow silk. So this is a gossamer. You could use any kind of yellow thread should work well. So for the body here, we're going to be using a Shetland Spindrift in Paprika, and I'm just going to work this down to the end here. I'm also going to add in for some ribbing. I'm going to be using some sulky. So this will go on here like so. So I kind of go down a ways, not too far, but down close to the bend. Bring this back up. I'm going to kind of add some more thread in this part here so we get a little bit more of a taper. Try and even that out just a little bit. So we get thicker up here towards the top. And then I'm going to leave plenty of room at the head. I'm going to add a whip finish right here, just so this doesn't come apart on me as I'm doing the next step. Okay, so we're going to add in the Shetland here. So we'll just wrap that around using my rotary function. Try and get that completely covered. And I grabbed a little bit onto the eye of the hook. I'll just trim that off after. Not a big deal. I think it just adds to the bugginess. I did miss a little section here. I can see a lot of silk, so I'm going to back that up. Just fix that. Okay. Then we'll bring our thread back over here. So we'll just put a couple of wraps behind that and in front of it just to make sure we don't lose it. Trim that off. And I think it's nice to have all these loose fibers everywhere. This one went a little wild, so I'm going to just trim a little bit more of it off. Just so it's not too crazy. Okay. I'm going to throw another quick whip finish in here. Just so I can wrap the sulky. And try and get that nice and tight. You don't want to pull on the sulky too hard or it will mess it up, but about right there should be good. So that'll give us a nice ribbing as well as, it gives it that little shininess, which I think is a good trigger for fish. I know when PMDs are out and I throw this on the water, I've had fish just attack it immediately, like first cast. So in the right conditions, this is a great pattern. Okay, now we're going to put a little some ice stub on here. So I've got some yellow ice stub. So it looks like that. This yellow guy here. Just pull little bits of that off. I wax the thread. Get plenty of that on there. I like kind of a nice thick dub right here, but you could go a little sparser. I mean, some people like to do sparse ones. I tend to go a little bit thicker than maybe other people do, but I don't know. And then I like to run the thread through it a couple of times because you'll definitely get, this will come apart, on fish teeth, especially brown trout. They'll tend to shred this, so I like to put a couple of thread wraps through there. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the front of the hook and build a little head here. And that's going to just allow the dry fly hackle, the rooster hackle, just to sit nicely in between those two. Okay, and so for the hackle, you can use, you know, any kind of like a dun. I'm going to use a brassy color that I got. This is a really nice pack that I bought here. See that? It's a pro grade brassy. If I can get it on there. So that's what that looks like. Really, really nice color. I really like it. I'll use it on most of my mayfly type patterns. So we want the wider side of it to face forward, which is a lot harder to tell with this light shining in my face, but it should be this side. So I'm going to wrap a couple ahead of it, and then I'm going to kind of just lift up that little tail and run it over again. That'll just help to really lock that in so it doesn't come out on you later, which is really a pain. Okay, we're just going to wrap this back a couple of wraps. It's kind of tending to fall back further than I want it to, so I'm going to see if I can get it to get a little bit closer to my dubbing here. Wrap a few wraps on there like that. And just bring your thread back in here. And there we go. We can just kind of pull that forward and trim it. And then if you take like your little half-inch tool and kind of pull that all back like that, it'll kind of make it easier to put a few wraps. And then also, you know, when you get these little guys that tend to get captured by the thread, it just separates them and just makes it really simple just to trim those off. Okay, and then we're going to throw our whip finishes in. I'm going to do I'm going to do 3 and then do 2 sets of that. It's like a workout. 2 sets of 3 whip finishes. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to throw a 4th in there just so the head's kind of the way I want it. And with silk, you know, you don't want to pull it very hard. You just want to do it very gently, just enough to seat the thread, and you can really feel it seat, and then that's it. Otherwise you'll break off really quick. And I prefer to cut it rather than break it off. I just think it increases the strength of the thread on the head, where I feel like if you break it, it just doesn't. So that's it. That's the pattern. Give that one a tie and fish it. Works really great on the end of a Tenkara rod, of course. This is definitely like a stiff hackle Kabari style. Thanks for watching.